we deal a lot in our work with cyberbullying with youth. Yeah, that's, our bully solution book that I have. But this cyber dating is also a very dangerous thing, depending, and of course, we're not talking about 13-year-olds on Facebook right now. We're talking about women. We're talking about women 21 years or older, to Julie right now. We know the dangers in the younger ones. How do you know that this guy isn't married? Even when they sign up online, they give you a profile. How do you know that he didn't copy somebody else's or she didn't? And they looked at the buzzwords and said, oh, I'm going to do one of those. That sounds good.
First of all, we have to hope that there's truth in advertising. And where do we draw the line between lying about your age and weight to fit into a search versus lying about your marital status or taking someone else's photos and pretending to be, a soldier living overseas and then suddenly asking for money? These are some scams that are going on. I always say take your time, trust your intuition, be careful. I mean, there are so many tools that I use with my singles that I'm working with. And they include looking at the profile photo and doing a Google reverse image search. It's really simple. Google.com/images. Take his profile photo and put it on your computer and upload it to Google Images and see if it appears anywhere else on the internet. If for some reason this person is a scammer, he or she has been reported already, and you will notice that on some of the information you're going to get on the internet. The other thing is hop over to their Facebook page if you haven't met on Facebook and see if you have any friends in common. I'm not talking about digital friends. I'm talking about real friends, people you really know. And then let your friend know, privately of course, by the way, I've been talking to Tommy, and Tommy's Facebook friends with you. How well do you know him? Oh, I know him really well. I'm good friends with his wife. Well, there's the answer.
Very good. Women would have a tendency to do that more than men, wouldn't they? I mean, are men really going to track down to see, is this really some beautiful woman, or what else could she be?
No. Men are very visual, as we know, but women are getting visual as well because there's just too many tools available to them, in especially with the mobile dating apps. But most often, a man will be a sucker for a pretty face. And I tell the guys, as soon as the pretty face starts asking you for money, take a deep breath and pause and wonder. And if she doesn't live in the same town as you, you must go on a Skype date so you can hear their voice. You need to know where they're from. There was that whole horrible hoax from Manti Te'o, the Notre Dame football player, years ago, when there was a man posing as a woman and he thought he had a girlfriend. Yeah.
Wow. See, so that's an open book that whatever you could imagine could happen. So on the other hand, we have some great stories, like one of my friends who was divorced, and she met a fellow who was divorced. They both had grown kids or growing up, and they ended up loving to run. They've run all over the world together. They're married now. Happy stories. We have many of these happy stories. And how do you think that eventually, is this a needle in a haystack, or are we getting kind of like narrowing it down to reality here?
Well, let's start with 90% of the profiles are accurate for the most part, okay? So we have to just sort of be very cognizant that there's only about 10% that could be fraudulent. So when we look at those, we have to really understand that there are so many happy stories out there. There are hundreds of thousands of people that are getting married because they met on the internet. Just yesterday, somebody that I was working with got married on the beach in Malibu to the guy she met on Match.com. And she had been struggling with relationships in the 10 years since she was divorced. And they were relationships that, had some drama in them and they weren't healthy. And when she finally met this gentleman on Match.com, all she could say to me is, it was effortless. It just clicked. So they got married in this romantic beach wedding yesterday in Malibu. I'm very happy for them, for her.
So we want to thank you. Julie, is there something, we're going to give all your information up on that's coming up right now as we've been talking to contact you, and there'll be, would you like an email too if someone wants to work with you privately, or should they be going to your website? How do we
Sure, if anybody would like to work with me privately, the easiest way to find me is at julie@juliespira.com. I coach singles on how to find their 1 in 40 million, because there's 40 million singles on the internet, and I will work with you to help create your profile to make it really irresistible to attract your dream date.
That sounds so comforting, and we all need a mentor and a cushion to help us along the way. And aren't we lucky that Julie Spira is here? If you have any questions, we'll send them along and try to answer them. You can ask the questions below, and also we'll be on the merrieway.com, and for all of you to look at all of the shows that are coming up. So we want to give you a big hug today, and if there's one last thing you want to offer to us, we're here.
I would just say, trust your intuition, take your time, start as friends first, remember to cast a very wide net, and I wish you all so much love and joy in cyberspace or wherever you may roam.
Thank you so much.
Happy day. Love, 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 way. Merry way day.